Friends, good morning and welcome to today's class. Uh, yeah, in the previous class, we had discussed about some of the features of international business and international trade. We'll continue from that point. Then today's plan is that we'll be covering additional areas like benefits of international trade and business, importance of international trade and business. As per your syllabus, these are the things need to be covered. So our plan is to cover those things now. In the meantime, I'm trying to share the screen with you. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So if you have gone through your syllabus, conceptual things we have already covered. What is international business? We already know. Then after that, this importance, benefits of international trade. These aspects we are going to learn today. Let me go to that appropriate slide. So as you can see on your screen, this is the list of various features of international trade and business, which you have discussed earlier. Let us quickly recapitulate these features. As you know, when you talk about international business, it deals with cross-country operations. So any business has various kinds of operations, maybe finance, maybe marketing, maybe product production like this. And in case of international trade and business, you will find this business have cross-country operation in the sense multiple countries are involved. Maybe goods and services are imported from one country, they're exported to another country like this. Maybe personnel are hired from another country. Okay, so different countries are involved. And this business normally, this business gives more return, or it is expected that this kind of business or international trade, in case of international trade, return is more. And when return is more, risk is also more. So more risk and more return. And this business have large scale operation. And when you venture into international business, economy gets integrated. That means different countries' economy gets connected. They become dependent on each other. So integration of economy happens through international trade and commerce. And international trade also involves multiple currencies. In earlier, we are taking some examples. So you might have to pay in dollar, you might have to receive in yen, different things. You might have to pay salary in euro. So different countries are involved, different currencies are involved. And this business, this entire international business is dominated by developed countries and multinational companies. But all the participating countries gets benefit out of this. But there is a very keen competition in the market. And science and technology also plays important role. Communication happens, money transfer, all these things happens in electronic platforms. So science and technology plays important role in case of international business. And one has to also take care of international barriers or restrictions. Different country specific restrictions are there. Every country has their own customs law, and trade barriers are there, so that those aspects needs to be taken care of. And this business is sensitive in nature. Maybe slight fluctuation in the price, slight fluctuation in the economy will affect this business. And this business also has impact on countries' foreign exchange reserve. Okay, it has impact on many other areas also. This is, you can say, this is a list of features of international trade and business. Okay, do you have any query on this list? Do you have any doubt?
No, sir.
Now we have also discussed various means of international business. International business may happen through importing, exporting, through tourism, through transportation, through licensing, or simply through franchising. So there are many ways of doing international business. Various functions which are involved in a business like marketing, manufacturing, HR management, accounting. So these functions also can be internationalized. And when you enter into international business, you got a choice of countries. It's not that you are dealing with only with one country. You've got an option. You have got a choice of countries. You can deal with many countries. These are various modes or means of international business. Yeah. So after this, we had covered earlier. Today, we'll in fact going to start from this concept. What is the importance of international business? Now, having understood what is that international business and what are its features, you must be knowing how important it is, right? You must be having some kind of idea that definitely it is more important. International business is too important. Now, various points you'll be learning. Can you read what is the first point?
Sir, it export.
Export. Nowadays, you see, export is a very common thing in most of the businesses, right? And in case of export, what happens? Money is received in foreign exchange. It's not that simple transaction. You'll be sending goods or services to a different country. Money is also is to be received in foreign exchange, and that is why there is a need to understand what is the impact of foreign exchange. If foreign exchange fluctuates, that will affect your cash flow. Is it? Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes,
And
sir.
cash flow is a very important factor in any business. Let us say you have exported something and you are getting $1 lakh. If the dollar value changes, then that will hit your cash flow. You may incur loss or you may gain profit also because of this kind of currency fluctuation. And it is also unavoidable. This fluctuation is unavoidable. That is one thing. And export is also unavoidable. Since export is growing, knowledge of international business is more important now, so that one can understand how to do the export. That is one thing. And what is the impact of export? If something happens, or let us say foreign exchange fluctuates, whether your business can absorb that kind of shock or not. Fluctuation invites more risk, is it not?
Yes, sir. Maybe it be loss or maybe profit.
Maybe loss, maybe profit. So therefore, it is
Yes.
important to understand that concept. Okay, that's why the knowledge of international business is important. Similarly, payments has to be made for import. Money has to be paid in foreign exchange. So knowledge of foreign exchange is important. One thing is export is important, import is also important. Both the things are unavoidable in today's business. Even if you do a business, small business also, there might be situation where you have to import something, you might have to export something. And when you do import and export, at the same time you have to deal with various foreign exchanges. And these are the exchanges which keeps on fluctuating. So there is a need to understand this fluctuation, understand the impact of this fluctuation in your business, on your business. Right. Third reason why knowledge of international business is important is that nowadays many business houses are raising money in global market. So there is a possibility to raise money from the global market. What happens in the global market? Cost is less. Cost of capital is less. Some of you might be knowing the concept of cost of capital. That means cost of equity is less, cost of debt is less, interest rates are less. So if you get capital at a lesser cost, that will help you in maximizing your profit. So there is a possibility of raising money in global market. It has got great advantages of low interest, low cost, but disadvantage is that fluctuation in currency. Currency will fluctuate. Okay, right? So other reason for growth of or importance of international business or why it is important is that competition. For example, let us say you as a businessman may not be interested to venture into international business. You may not be willing to do any export. You are satisfied with the domestic sales. But what happens? Your competitor has entered into international market. He has started exporting. So naturally, what happened? If he has started exporting, he may earn more profit and he will grow at a faster rate. It will be very difficult for you to compete with him. So since your competitor is entering, you might have to enter. You are forced to enter, otherwise you will not be able to compete with your competitor. He is exporting, his profit will be more. He is importing, his cost will be less. He might be getting money from international market, capital he might be getting from international market. His cost of capital will be less. So that company will definitely grow at a faster rate than yours. Are you getting? Have you understood this concept?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. These other points are also there. Let me repeat these 4 points once again. So as you know, if you want to grow, you have to expand the market for which you have to export. Export is required. You'll be earning more money out of this. But while exporting, knowledge of foreign currency is also important. And knowledge of how to deal with foreign currency, how to mitigate the risk associated with the foreign currency, and how to hedge the fluctuations. That is also important. And it is also necessary to import certain things because that may minimize your cost. Cost of production might be minimized if you import something. But there also you need to understand the implication of forex fluctuations. Money or capital can also be raised from international market at a lesser cost. And competition may also force you to enter into international business. Understood these 4 points? Let's move to the next point. Okay, are you getting?
Yes, sir.
Now, point number 5 is to expand sales. Every company, every organization wants to expand their sales. Right? Sales is effort towards the top line. If top line improves, or there is a growth in the top line, if the top line grows, it will be having impact on the bottom line, which is the profit. Yes or no? If sales grows, profit will grow or not?
Yes, sir. It will grow.
Yeah, there is a direct relationship between these two. Okay, so companies wants to expand their sales. That's why they enter into international business. They start international trading. Then other reason is that for other point of importance is that one may do international trading or international business to acquire resources. Some of the resources may not be available in your domestic market. Maybe some products are not available, some services may not be available. Sometimes different technologies may not be available. Information may not be available. A specific manpower or human resources may not be available. So if you want those kind of products, those services, those technology, those information, and those human resources, what you can do? You need to enter into international market. Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Definitely.
Yeah. So that is another reason for which international business or international trade is important. One more reason is that is to diversify resources or diversify source of sales and supplies. There is There is a reason to diversify the business. As you know, business involves risk. Okay, minus risk, hardly there is any business. Can you think of any business where there is no risk? Can you think of, "Yeah, this is the business I will do, risk is zero"?
No, sir.
No. Okay. And this risk is different from different kind of business. Is it not? Every business risk is different.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And how to avoid the risk? As you know, totally may not be possible to bring the risk to zero, but there is definitely some means or some ways to minimize the risk. Are you agreeing? It's possible to minimize the risk.
Yes, sir. Possible.
It's possible. Okay. So one of the, you can say one of the method or one of the technique of minimizing the risk is diversification. If you diversify your business, risk will be minimized. Okay, let us say you are doing only one kind of business. Give me example of any one business or any one product, any one service that you want to do.
Textile.
Let us say textile. Fine. So there is a possibility. Let us say imported
Yes, sir.
matter, and let us say imported textile becomes cheaper, then your product may not sell. That risk is there.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what you can do, let us say in addition to textile, you do start another business. Let us say I will do textile. Let us assume you got 100 crores. You'll say 50 crore I will invest in textile, 50 crore in medicines. So what will happen if your textile business fails because of some reason? At least you can do medicine business. You can earn something from medicine business.
Yes, sir. We can.
Okay, you can further diversify. You can say, okay, I will be doing the business of textile. I'll be doing the business of this pharmaceutical products. Plus, let us say you are also thinking you'll be doing some different kind of a steel production. Then, in a given situation, let us say textile fails, pharma fails, then steel production will still be there. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this thing that means instead of doing one business, if you're entering into multiple business, your risk will be less. This concept is called as diversification. We need to diversify the business into various things. And in case of international business or international trade, what happens? We diversify our sources. Assume that you are unable to sell products in India. So you can diversify. You can sell in different countries. Let us say you can export it to Japan, you can export it to China, you can export it to Bangladesh. You can do so. Right, sales can be diversified, your supplies can be diversified. So in one country, let us say your supply source fails, let us say your products are not consumed in one country, but they can be sold in some other country. Are you getting?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is one more importance of international business. If the products do not sell in one particular region, the sales can be diversified, it can be diverted to some other countries. Okay. And the eighth point is that to minimize competitive risk. Sometimes what happens, companies move internationally for defensive reasons. Profit from one market can be used to expand operation in other market. Okay, they want to protect their profit. They want to make investment elsewhere. They feel, let us say, one area there is a risk, so they enter into international market to defend themselves. Okay, let us say they earn profit from the domestic market, but the same profit is invested in international market, maybe to earn further profit, or maybe just to get return from that investment. Okay, are you getting up to
Yes,
this?
sir.
Now, next
Yes,
point
sir.
we'll see. Next reason is that growth of this multinational companies. Because of growth of multinational companies, this importance of international trade and business is also growing day by day. These multinational companies are importing and exporting many things, right? So because of this situation, day by day MNCs are growing, more and more MNCs are entering into India. So the importance of international business has also started growing. Then one more reason is that volatility of exchange rates. These days, if you see the data, let us say past few years, the exchange rate volatility has increased. Earlier, let us say exchange rate volatility was around 2% in a year. Now it has maybe gone around 10%. That means fluctuation is more. When fluctuations are more, risk is more. And when risk is more, when the people take more risk, they expect more return. So international market, international trade, international business always offers more return at more risk, right? And if more return is required, so one need to enter into international business. These are the 10 points to addresses the importance of international business or international trade. Whether all these points are clear to you,
Yes, sir.
coming to importance of international business. I repeat, importance lies with export, import, raising money, competition, expansion of sales, acquisition of resources, diversification of sources, minimization of competitive risk, growth of MNCs, and volatility of exchange rates. This is the reason for which the international business, the subject is important. And it also shows the need, why people who need of international business. These 10 points also explain the need for the international business. Is it clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, if I summarize or if you analyze the present situation in India, what happens? Many firms have started raising finance from foreign market. Subsequently, we will be learning many firms through ADR, GDR, foreign investment, foreign direct investment, or through many other routes. They have started collecting capital from foreign markets because money is available at the cheap rate. Cost of capital is always cheaper at capital rich countries, right? There are many capital rich countries where capital is available at cheap rate. And many Indian companies have started using those kind of capital. And export has also increased. People have started investing abroad, right? Many Indian firms, many Indian business are nowadays very actively involved in international trade. Okay, and this particular trend is expected to grow further day by day. More and more people will enter into international business, and that's why day by day, Indian economy will be linked to global economy in a more stronger way, right? And already business is a complex process, and when business gets globalized and where economy of different countries gets connected and business gets globalized, it becomes more complex. Okay, why it becomes more complex? Because when markets gets integrated, risk increases, return also equally increases. Okay, and in this situation, it is important for every business house to be globally competitive. Otherwise, they cannot survive. Let us say they are producing certain goods or they're offering some kind of services. These product goods and services should be globally competitive, right? So that is why international business or international trade is little more complex, and the knowledge of business, knowledge of international business, knowledge of international market, knowledge of international business management, knowledge of international finance, all these things are important. Okay. Now, this particular subject, international business or connected subjects like international trade, is a unique subject. Why unique? These are the reasons for its uniqueness. First of all, in this type of businesses, different currencies are used. Different countries are, or you can say different countries are dealt with, and different currencies are used. So first uniqueness is that different currencies and different countries. Okay. And those countries follow different exchange rate regimes. What is exchange rate regime? You may learn in a different subject, but at this stage, let me just brief you. You can refer, this is something like exchange rate policy kind of thing different countries follow. Some countries follow this fixed exchange rate regime. Their currencies do not fluctuate heavily. Their central bank maintains currency price. Some countries have flexible exchange rate regime. Their currency fluctuates depending upon the market trend. And some countries follow a mixture of this. It may be, you can say, semi-fixed and uh, semi-fluctuating exchange rate regimes. So that means several currencies are there in the international market. Let us say we deal with roughly around 200 currencies in international market. Some of the currencies fluctuate heavily. Some of the currencies are relatively stable. Some currencies are fluctuate, but not that heavily. Those currencies face less fluctuation. And you have to deal with all these currencies. So it is not a very simple business. Are you getting? Is it not something unique?
Yes, sir.
Business risk you are taking, business risk you are taking. In addition to that, you are taking a big risk of currency fluctuation. And each currency is behaving in a different way. Let us say you are dealing with 50 countries with 50 currencies, and the behavior of each currency is different. So they are complex. And it is also unique because change in exchange rate has profound effect. Small change in exchange rate may convert loss into profit or profit into loss. You don't know what is going to happen, right? Currency rate keeps on changing, and you don't know what impact it will be having.
Yes, sir.
So all these things contribute to risk. So there is an incremental risk. And one more thing, for the uniqueness of this subject, international trade and business, is that diversified culture. That is one more thing. Culture is different in different countries. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. The kind of advertisement you are doing in India may not be suitable in, let us say, Middle East country, because their culture is different. Okay. Here you can comfortably sell your product by using one kind of advertisement, but same advertisement may not click in some other country. Okay. Even product specification. Let us say you are producing a particular product in a particular color. That color may be acceptable in one country, may not be acceptable in some other country.
Yes, sir. They may think that is what
Yeah.
unlucky color or something.
Yeah, they think like this. They don't like this. There are many examples like that. Cultures is diversified, diversified cultures. So that affect international business. You might be very happy. Okay, this I'll be selling this product, but that product may not be sold at all. Okay, just one example I can give you. This Barbie doll started exporting the dolls to Japan, but nobody purchased it there. You know why? Because the faces of Barbie doll was not resembling with Japanese people's face. They're different. So what that company had to do? Company had to customize Japanese version of Barbie doll. Okay. Now you can find how it is customized. In India, you can find different kind of Barbie dolls. South Indian Barbie doll, North Indian Barbie doll. Is it not? Different kind of Barbie dolls you can find for different reasons. Okay. This is just an example that how business needs to, or your business decisions uh, needs to be customized and needs to be changed, or what kind of challenges you may face in different situations if you are venturing into international business. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Well, now uh, let us learn one more aspect, that is benefits of international business. Okay, just give me a moment. Well, let us learn about these benefits. As you can see, various points are there. One by one, we'll be discussing. First point is that, can any one of you read the point number one?
Surplus financial resource for capital rich countries get transferred to capital poor countries.
Yeah, this is one big benefit or big advantages. So there are certain countries which are capital rich countries. That means that country people are rich and they have more money. They have surplus money to make investment. And other countries can be referred to as capital poor countries. That means those countries do not have sufficient money to make investment. So what happens in case of capital rich country? Everybody has got money. They want to invest. Okay. When they want to invest, they get less return in that country. That means interest rate in capital rich countries are less. Some countries interest rate is maybe around 1%, 2%. If you take a loan, interest rate will be 2%, 1%, like this. Okay, countries like Switzerland, Canada, interest rate is hardly 2% if you borrow a loan. But if you borrow loan in India, interest rate around 10%. Yeah, we got disturbed, I think, due to net connectivity, poor net connectivity. Are you listening to me now?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yeah, we'll continue our discussion now. Yeah, this is what we are discussing. So in case what happens? Capital rich countries have surplus financial resources. They want to invest, but in their country, return on investment is very less. On the other hand, capital poor countries, they need investment. Okay, everybody wants some money, but money is not available. So therefore, borrowing rate is higher. So through international business, what happens? Money which is available, which is surplus in capital rich country, gets transferred to capital poor countries. What is the advantage? Advantage is that capital rich country people who are getting less return, they will be getting more return. And capital poor countries who were paying more interest, they will be paying less interest. So this is an win-win situation for both of them. Did you understand this example, or I should repeat it?
Yes, sir.
Understood? Okay. Let us you take an example of US and India. Okay, we'll refer US as a capital rich country. Those country people want to make investment, but they get less return. Let us say Indian people want more money, they need money to start the business, but they pay more interest to bank. So if that US money gets transferred to the India, this is a win-win situation for both. Right? Okay, capital rich
Yes,
country
sir.
people will get more interest, and capital poor country will pay less interest and get money, which will be available for doing business. So residents of capital rich country will earn higher return, and capital poor country will benefit of earning profits and projects which they would otherwise have had to forego, because if capital is not there, it will be very difficult for them. It would have been very difficult for them to start the business. But now, since capital is available, they are in the position to start the business and earn profit out of this. Is it not an win-win situation for both of them? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Next benefit is that smoother consumption pattern enjoyed by all the countries over a period of time. Smoother consumption pattern throughout the globe, you can find consumption pattern is getting or becoming smoother. Why you say becoming smoother? Because products and services are available at a cheaper rate. Imagine day by day, if you see, there are many products which prices are falling. Take an example of TV. If you compare the price of TV, let us say 10-15 years back, and today's price, you will find that prices have gone down. Similarly, prices of uh, air conditioner, you'll find many these prices have gone down. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Why it is happening? Because air conditioner, TV, etc., they are in fact a very cheap product in some other country. But if you produce the same thing in India, it will be very costly. Okay. So if it is imported from a different country, then it will be available in India at a very cheaper rate. So what happens? Let us say Indian poor people also can afford those kind of products. Okay. Let us say TV, if it is manufactured in India, it will cost 20,000. But TV, it is imported from South Korea, it will it is landing cost will be 10,000. So by paying 10,000 rupees, let us say an Indian middle class customer or Indian poor customer can afford to buy a TV. Is it not?
Yes, sir.
So over the period, what will happen? The price will stabilize. Entire globe, you can find this class of people can buy TV. This class of people can, let us say, buy air conditioner. So throughout the world, you can find one smooth consumption pattern. It is not that in South Korea, every poor person is buying air conditioner, but in India, only rich persons are buying air conditioner. It's not like this. Poor persons in India can buy, poor persons in or poor people in South Korea can also buy. Are you getting?
Yes, sir.
So is it not? Is it all these things are possible because of international trade and business? Did you understand this benefit?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
and the possibility of enjoying benefits of diversification. So when your, let us say, business, various functions of the business gets diversified. Let us say you are selling at one place, now you're exporting in multiple countries. There's a possibility that you will be enjoying more profit, and also your risk is reduced. So that is one more advantage. So these are 5 types of advantages we have learned in the context of international trade and business. Okay, because of these advantages, day by day you can find international trade and international business is growing. Okay, you have any query?
No, sir.
No. Okay, friends, we'll stop here, and next class we'll continue our discussion from this point. Other parts of the syllabus we'll be covering in our next class. Okay, then. So thank you very much.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thanks a lot.